Right, hi everyone. I've had to get a new webcam because my previous webcam got damaged because the dog chewed at the wire, and I tried to get it fixed. I've tried to fix it, but it just wasn't able to, so because the sound wasn't working. So I'm hoping with this new one, Azadum Full HD webcam, just hopefully this one will be absolutely fine. It does look good because I'm looking at the picture now, a little bit grainy, but still it's not too bad. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. This is to do with wargaming and a question really. This is from a talk I had with a retailer recently, and it's basically, are there just too many war games out there, war game systems? Is the market oversaturated with it? Does games like Relics even deserve to survive? Should it really, should Relics pretty much as a game go under? To be honest, for me, wonderful game, really great looking game. I've never actually got round it because I haven't found one person to play the game with, and that's the problem with a fair few games where you end up with, I actually really like this game, and then there are just no players, no people willing enough to play the game, so it gets ignored. Like Relics, I mean, there's hardly any people that play it, so far as I know, in Bristol. So the game really is at the moment in my bookshelf collecting dust, and I'm still painting up a few of the models, but it's going to be mainly for display and not for play, and that is a real shame. But basically, should a game like that just be ignored and just forgotten about? Should companies now really start the systems, game systems and stuff, start shrinking and go to the way of the dodo history? Should companies go bust because there's too many war games, like Tor Gaming? Should they just go bust because of this situation, or is there enough of a market out there for all the games on offer at the moment? Like another one, for example, is Wild West Exodus. Another wonderful game. It's got recently required the rights license and that by Wayland Games, and they seems to be really great game, really great models, and I don't believe there are too many people in Bristol that wants to play it. I think there was maybe a few, but not very many at the moment. Luckily, my club, some members of my club will probably give it a try to see if they like it or no. I like what I see within the game, the steampunk style and that, and but again, should that particular game really hasn't taken hold in Bristol, but I'm not sure about other places with some of these games. Has it actually taken hold also in different places of the country? Maybe it just depends on the area or the city itself. Where one game has taken hold in, let's say, Birmingham or Manchester or even Liverpool, it probably won't be the same to do with other cities like Bristol. So yeah, I mean, I see it as a real problem, because there is a hell of a lot of game systems out there, and there isn't an audience for all the games that are out there, especially in Bristol. I mean, there's a fair few games, as I say, I've got in my collection that really no one wants to bother with much, to be honest, and I would say it's a shame. But Should it be a case when games are released? Should it be just a set of rules and just rules for actual miniatures that are already widely available? So the classic historical wargaming, World War II, Ancients, all that stuff is well covered for and plenty enough for those games. But when you come to other styles, maybe sci-fi and stuff like that, possibly for certain stuff, if it's just generic, probably, I'm not sure, maybe not so widespread. I just don't know. But you get my point. What he was trying to say, that if you did that, then you'd have a better chance of people really getting into the game, rather than having a game where you got all the specialist miniatures and stuff, but it's not widely available. It's only through that company, so you can't pick it up from a similar sort of thing elsewhere. It's only exclusively to that company. So yeah, it's an interesting subject. I'm just wondering what you guys think on this, because I'm not fully sure on stuff. I think certain games actually do deserve to have a market. Definitely deserves to be played and enjoyed by people out there. But I do see also people have only got a certain amount of money and a certain amount of time, and they only want to focus on a few games. So the popular games are Warlord Games, G Games Workshop, and then you got other historical stuff which remains popular. Bolt Action being a very popular game. Sorry about this. I've lost my train of thought for a moment, so bear with me. So yeah, basically, I've lost my train of thought. Hold on a moment. Yeah, to do with the certain games. Certain companies are, really popular, and they get all the attention and stuff like that. Other ones are less so. So the bigger companies, they'd be more focused on them, and people have only got a certain amount of money. As I said previously, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a moment, so sorry about that. So they can only really focus on a certain amount. So it doesn't. So in some ways, it really doesn't matter how good your system is, how good the models are. I mean, sometimes it is going to get overlooked. It really doesn't matter how good the game is. It's sometimes that's the way it is. Sometimes you just haven't got the advertising revenue and stuff like that really to push it forward as well, which is another problem that I can see to do with that. But for me it's a shame for the person I spoke to. They said maybe companies and certain games should go the way the Dodo, that really things should start shrinking a bit, because there's just too much out there at the moment. He also did mention about Kickstarter putting a lot, and I can see his point. Okay, well, putting money in Kickstarter war games where they look great miniatures, probably a great rule set, could be damaging to the hobby itself. Partly because the money ain't going into the retailer themselves, so it's damaging the retailer and I can see his point on that as well. It's actually quite an interesting subject, to be honest. But I just want your guys' thoughts on all this. Is there just too much out there? Are we too oversaturated with war games and stuff? And really, should some wargaming games and maybe some companies should really, go the way of the dodo? I just want people's feelings and thoughts on this. I think this is one of my most important videos to do with the wargaming side of things, and questions that really I would like answered by people. If you are if you are someone that is involved with certain companies, certain small companies, to certain games and anything like that, I really would like to hear your thoughts and anybody else's thoughts on this, because to me it's very important. That I just want feedback, and just to see how people feel overall on all this, because it's an interesting subject, and I just want to be much more clearer in my own head about this, the subjects that I've spoken to within this video. Anyway, I really hope, I know the sound has come out, I really do hope that this video is okay, and there's a picture and everything, but yeah, I'm seeing it's a new webcam. But anyway, thanks for watching, till next time.